we can help. Call our office today, 954-596-0669 or 1-877-BILU-LAW. That's 1-877-BILU-LAW. At Bilu and Bilu, our lawyers have more than 20 years combined experience in real estate law. The banks have lawyers, and so should you. The lawyers at Bilu and Bilu can help you modify your loan or apply for a short sale while they defend your case in court. Contact the lawyers at Bilu and Bilu today so you can sleep easy tonight. Your home is your castle. Trust the professionals at Bilu and Bilu to defend it for you. The law office of Bilu and Bilu handles foreclosure defense in Broward and Palm Beach and all 67 Florida counties. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu today at 954-596-0669 or visit us on the web at bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com.
Notice.
Oh, we're back. Wow, that was fast. We've got, this is like an easy show for me to do. We've got Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu. And I'm telling you, if you are going through foreclosure, loan mod, and if you have a family member who's going through this or a friend, first of all, you've got to get someone who knows what they're doing. And we've had the best over a year now. And let me introduce you to Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu Law.
You know, very few people I'd accept call me Easy Steve-O, but you all take it from. I like that. That's good. It's great to be here. It's always great to be here. You know, I come here once a month, and it's always fun to talk to you.
You've got great information. And you know what you're talking about.
I try to, man. And if I don't, I like to sound like I do. But I really do know what I'm talking about here. And, you know, one interesting thing that keeps coming up, one interesting thing that we're finding that keeps coming up, right? And I read an article this morning, actually, I think it was. I posted it up on Twitter because it was so fascinating. Is about the rental market in the United States right now. Rental market is crazy. You know, most economic advisors will tell you that your rental costs, if you're renting, should be about 25% of your income. That's not happening. You know, what we're finding is that, you know, especially like in areas like Miami, you're looking upwards of 50% of your income, of your gross income. That's before taxes come out. And it's creating a real problem. It's creating a real hardship. And that's two things I wanted to talk about. One, you know, first and foremost, now is also the time to buy. Interest rates are at an historic low. They've been at an historic low, or been at lows. That, I mean, you know, they're approaching zero, which means money's very cheap to borrow. I know my parents' generation. You know, you borrowed money and it was at like 13, 14, 15% when you were buying a house. And then we had this huge drop in 06 and 07, 05, 04 even, and that's what kind of led to this explosion in real estate. Well, since the banks are keeping keeping interest rates artificially low, right? Since the Fed actually is keeping the interest rates artificially low, banks are lending a pretty low margin. Or they're lending at a decent margin, but they're using a low index, which means, you know, look, it doesn't cost them much to borrow the money, so they don't charge you that much when they lend you the money. So we're still seeing good rates. And property values are going up, they're going down, they're kind of plateauing right now. But if you've got the wherewithal, if you've got some money to put down, now would be a good time to get into something. And that's something, you know, we always talk about foreclosure. I want to talk about the happy side of mortgages also, right? Because that's something we can help you with. And
why are rental properties going up? I've noticed that they're going up now. I mean, what used to be $2,000 before now is $2,400, $2,500, $2,600 a month. What's causing that?
Well, it's all about return on investment. So what's happening, right? A lot, you know, you've heard me talk about this.
And they're renting. I mean, they're not just sitting there.
Right, they're renting because people don't have a choice. They have to get into them. Evictions are also up, I believe. I can double check that, but, you know, if I talk to my clients, I know that evictions are up. My clients that own the properties. You know, people are getting into properties because you got to live somewhere. You got to put a roof over your head, so you can scrape it together to get that first, last, and security in. You get into the house, and you might run into trouble, you know, down the line from there. But, you know, ultimately what's going on is that people are, there's a great advantage to buying a house. One of the great, of course, there's, you know, building wealth and home ownership and the sense of permanence. The other thing that comes in when you purchase a home is, you know, when you're paying rent, you're paying money to your landlord to pay his real estate taxes, or hers. I shouldn't be so sexist. You're paying money to your landlord to pay their insurance. Well, your landlord at the end of the day goes through, and when they do their taxes at the end of the year, they get to write off the interest they paid on their mortgage. They get to write off the taxes they paid to the state. They get to write off the portion of the insurance as a part of a business investment. So you're taking this money, you're giving it to them, you're getting no benefit out of it other than obviously a place to live, but you're giving them a benefit that they can use. Well, if you buy the house, all of a sudden that mortgage interest becomes tax deductible. It comes off the top, and there's the complicated formulas, and I leave it to my CPA. But you get to write off your real estate taxes that you paid, which normally are going to be an escrow on top of your regular monthly mortgage payments. You don't really feel it at the end of the year. I don't think the insurance you get to write off, but I don't give tax advice. But, you're giving up these very valuable deductions that you would otherwise have, which is why you look at the federal standards under Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and all those. When they look at approving a loan for purchase into their pools, you're looking at a total monthly cost, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, doesn't exceed 31% of the borrower's gross monthly income, because you get some of the money back theoretically as tax deductions at the end of the year. So, really right now is the time to buy if you can do it. There are great programs out there. You can come in and buy a house. It's not like 0% down anymore. Or, we used to have some closings back in 05, 06, 07 that we called the negative percent down, because you actually, as a buyer, walked out with money. Here, you've got to be able to come down with a minimum of like 3 to 5%.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. That's less than first, last, and security for some places, depending on what you're looking at. Now, why are the rents so high? You had a lot of foreign investors that came in, specifically investors from South America, Argentina, Venezuela, Brazil, where their economies are in a free fall. They said, hey, let me take some of this capital that I have, put it in something that I know is going to remain relatively constant, especially as against, the currency that we have here. And so even if I don't make money on this condo that I bought, I have a place I can go. It's not hurting me. I can afford, let's say, the money I pay every month for the maintenance or for the homeowners association. It's okay. If I make a little money, great. If I don't make money, whatever. It's fine. So they're really looking to get top dollar on the rentals, and there are a lot of them out there. And then that squeezes the rest of the market and pushes all the prices up. And so for renters, it's becoming really tough. So now if you're looking to buy, now is the time to do it. And that's something we help a lot of our clients with. So if you're interested, we can put you together with our people. 954-596-0669. If you got some questions, call me, talk to me. If you're out of bankruptcy, if you're out of foreclosure, don't worry. You might have to wait a little bit. But if you waited about 2 years after a foreclosure, sometimes in extenuating circumstances a year, you can qualify for a mortgage. People think, we remember we had Racheli on the phone here, my mortgage girl. I love Racheli. I send her all my hard clients, right? Because she gets some mortgages. They're like, oh, okay, it's been like 3 years, and I've been paying all my credit cards on time, and I've been making my car payments on time, and paying my utilities, and been a good upstanding member of society, and maybe I'm making a little more money now. Can you get me a house? Well, I'm not a realtor. Can I get you a house? No. Can I put you in contact with the people that are going to get you the house? Absolutely. And, that's one of the services we offer to our clients. We want to be there not just when things are going bad. We want to go there when things are going well also. Now, on top of that, right, and this is something I think we touched on last time I was here, there's a whole new set of mortgage regulations that just went into effect October 3rd.
I remember you telling us about
that. The TRID violations, right? They're set up to be violated. The whole scope of the game has changed. For a borrower, I will tell you this, it doesn't make that much of a difference in the long run, I don't think. I think what what Elizabeth Warren and the CFPB tried to do was fantastic. They try to really arm borrowers with a little more knowledge, give them a little more choice. Unfortunately, Elizabeth Warren is very smart, went to Harvard, and I think to really differentiate between some of these things, you might have needed to go to Harvard. Some things are a no-brainer.
She understands it, but the layman.
Look, most people are going to turn to their mortgage broker and say, okay, what's best for me? Or if they go in and deal directly with their bank, the bank's just like, this is the best we can do for you, and they don't want to shop it out. So I applaud her for what she wanted to do. But at the end of the day, there are certain things that you have to do. And this actually, I want to address this if we have any realtors or mortgage brokers listening out there. I've been doing free classes for a lot of my realtors and their broker and their the firms that they work in, the brokerages that they work in, to teach them what they need to know about these new disclosure forms and the new anatomy of a closing. Because, like, it is practically on the ground for us that are in the industry. It does have some practical changes, things you need to be aware of, things your clients are going to ask you about, things that you kind of need to know in advance. Like, don't expect to be able to make a last-minute adjustment on a Friday afternoon to a closing statement. Not going to happen anymore, unfortunately. Not my doing. I really, I think that's one of the bad side effects that came out of it. It's going to wind up a lot of deals getting blown out of the water if you don't handle it right from the beginning. And what we do is we teach our realtors to what they need to inform their customers about. So you can give us a call, 954-596-0669. Look us up on the web. That's Bilu, www.bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com. You can always email me. It's gbilu@bilulaw. Or you know what? Follow me on Twitter, @gbilu. That's how you'll get some great articles. I don't just post wonky legal real estate stuff. I also have some very amusing, interesting things out there. But you got to follow me to find out. That's really
what
it
about
comes down
now?
to.
Do you have these are ongoing classes now you're offering?
Ongoing classes. I set them up. I come to your office. All I ask is that you bring me like a minimum of 5 real estate agents to sit down with. And I sit down and I go through some of the new forms, explain them, teach them what they need to know. I go through the changes to the standard Florida residential contracts so that they know what they need to keep their eye on to make sure that their deal closes. Because, you know, in one way we feel really bad for our realtors, you know, in a lot of ways, right? When the deal doesn't close, they've put, you know, so much time driving around with their borrowers, trying to find a property. They find the property, they go through that negotiation process, then they schedule the inspection, they do the inspection, there's a lot of hand-holding, and, you know, at the end of the day, the way I see it as a title agent, you remember the old Vidal Sassoon commercials?
Yes.
You don't look good, we don't look good?
Right.
Well, we're kind of the Vidal Sassoon of the industry. We try to make everybody look good because we try to make sure the deal closes and everybody walks away happy.
I wanted, before we go to break, tell everybody a little bit about your firm. In fact, you can watch us live right now at www.bilulaw.com.
Yes, you can. Don't do that while you're driving.
Right. But you can, and then you can go back, if you missed today's show, you can go back and watch past shows. Tell everybody a little bit about your firm before we go to break.
All right. So we're a small firm. It's me and my partner is my cousin. We really try to focus on our clients' needs. So, you know, we do a lot of real estate work and anything in real estate, buying or selling property, commercial, residential, refinancing, but it's not just that. Eviction, zoning. You know, zoning is a new hot topic for us. It's been everybody, you know, a lot of people have parked their money into small commercial properties, strip malls, office buildings. Sometimes you need to work with the city. You have code violations. We've negotiated some pretty good settlements on code violations for our clients. We know how to work with the city. We know how to work with the infrastructure. We know what we're dealing with and really how to deal with it. You know, something as simple as you know, preparing a utility easement to give to the city. If you've got a commercial property that needs a new fire, that needs an update to his fire sprinkler system, we just got finished with one of those. But we also like to handle small business. We will do just about, you know, we'll take care of civil litigation. If you've got a problem, call us. We'll talk to you about it. We do bankruptcies. Of course, we do foreclosure defense, loan modifications, short sales. We want to be your go-to firm for just about everything.
Okay, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we have more with Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu Law. We'll be right back.
At the law firm of Bilu and Bilu, we can help you if you are facing foreclosure. Don't lose your home due to foreclosures by the bank or mortgage company. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu at 954-596-0669. You have rights and we can help you exercise them. At Bilu and Bilu, your first consultation is always free. If your home is underwater or you are behind on your mortgage and you're confused about what to do, we can help. Call our office today, 954-596-0669 or 1-877-BILU-LAW. That's 1-877-BILU-LAW. At Bilu and Bilu, our lawyers have more than 20 years combined experience in real estate law. The banks have lawyers, and so should you. The lawyers at Bilu and Bilu can help you modify your loan or apply for a short sale while they defend your case in court. Contact the lawyers at Bilu and Bilu today so you can sleep easy tonight. Your home is your castle. Trust the professionals at Bilu and Bilu to defend it for you. The law office of Bilu and Bilu handles foreclosure defense in Broward and Palm Beach and all 67 Florida counties. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu today at 954-596-0669 or visit us on the web at bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com.
Hey, we're back. I was just talking to Gil that Rene and I were looking around possibly a new place, and we do rental because we've got a morning show that's getting ready to explode. So now's not the right time to buy a house because what we can afford now, what we can afford later, are two different things.
There you go.
And we actually saw the most incredible house, but it just sounded too good to be true. They asked you for credit apps, and he went, "No, you don't have to do a credit app. Just give me your driver's license." Well, that was the first red flag. And the next one was, "Oh, you know what? I have you in here next week." It just, everything, it was like too good to be true.
Right.
And we did ask if he was in foreclosure. And he said, well, "I'm going through a loan mod right now." He didn't say no.
Right, he didn't lie.
Say yes.
He just didn't tell the truth.
Yeah,
Lie by as my wife loves to say, lie by omission, still a lie.
Exactly. And so we went and did the kind of research, not like you could do, but
right.
And it said he's in foreclosure. Yeah. Well, we called you up. You did a little research, and turns out it's not just a little foreclosure. He's already lost.
Right.
Is that right?
So, you know,
and
this
he's appealing.
Wait, Florida Board governors, listen, this is my pro bono work, right? So, yeah, I took a look into the case. And you know, happened to be this particular individual had gone to, had a foreclosure suit filed against him a number of years ago, lost a trial, filed an appeal. The case was stayed pending appeal. We've talked about that. That means the sale was off. Doesn't happen, right? And then, you know, the appeal, I looked at the appellate docket. All the appellate briefs have been filed. And at this point, it's just a matter of time before the appellate court renders a decision. Now, I didn't read the brief, so Steve's cheap. He didn't pay me that much. So, you know, I don't know the quality of his case or not. It certainly was a very lengthy docket. His attorney's certainly doing a good job. You know, but I don't know the merits of the case. So the question that you guys had, well, you know, what do we do? And of course I say, like, don't give the last month's deposit to anybody. Don't give a deposit for last month's rent. Just don't. Not if your landlord's a foreclosure, because, you know, look, there are notice requirements and you're going to find out, but
aren't there laws, Gil, about renting a property out that's in foreclosure?
No.
There's not.
No, absolutely. It's your property. You can do what you want with it.
Okay.
You know, my advice to my clients is always to be upfront about it. I've had plenty of clients that have rented out in foreclosure. And I said, look, tell your tenant. Why? Because if you don't, and the tenant finds out, the first thing they're going to do is stop paying their rent. And I've represented those tenants, and quite successfully. You know, so really, what you've got to look at, you if somebody is in that situation, where, look, I'm looking to rent, and I'm going to put down a nice chunk of money, like we just talked. Rent prices are like sky high now. It does not cost you much to contact me, set up a consultation. I will take a look and give you advice. We charge you usually for an hour, maybe 2 hours of our time to take a look, depending how complicated it is, how much information you want. So you know going in, though, like, look, if you're a college student at FAU and you're going to rent a condo in Boca, and you say, hey, I think there might be, the guy says he's in foreclosure, you check it out. I check it out. I say, hey, look, you might get like 3 or 4 months notice you got to move. So what? You grab your kegerator and your fish tank and your futon and you put it in your French truck and you're gone. And it's not a big deal. If you're a family with a couple of kids and cribs and televisions and toys and, those things seem to multiply and whatnot, or look, man, you and Rene, I love you. You're wonderful people, but like, you're not getting any younger. You're looking to have a little permanence with this. You want to leave on your terms, not on somebody else's terms. And
exactly.
That's perfectly legit. There's nothing wrong with that. And so it's another service that we offer to people because a lot of those rentals out there right now, right? I'm sure that this was a lot lower than the other rentals on the market in the area.
A lot lower, about $500 a month lower. That was another red flag for us.
All right, there you go. So if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Now, that doesn't mean you can't work it to your advantage. That doesn't mean it's not a good thing. So you bring an attorney like me, and we say, all right, we're not giving you the last month's deposit, and, we're going to sign a lease, and, we're going to do automatic extensions, so I don't have to worry about you. And we look to help these clients, get you where you are. Now, if you want to say, look, it's not something I want to deal with, and I want to know about, fine. I looked at it, I told you, boom, you're not going to do it. But you say, hey, I liked this property, and I'm only going to be here for a year, and you think we can swing that thing out? Like, yeah, there's a good chance I can. So we work with your potential landlord, and we negotiate, say, look, we put all the cards on the table. We know what's going on. We know what you want. You know what I want, right? Let's work it out. Because we know at the end of the day that at the end of the day, as the landlord, that if you're so close to losing the property and your tenant's not paying you, you're not going to bother filing the eviction. You're not putting another tenant in. Why are you going to waste the money? Why are you going to waste the time? I know that, you know that, so let's put it all on the table. Let's work out a deal that works for everybody. You would ask me, you said that, is there a law against renting out the property in foreclosure? No. Constitutionally, it's a constitutional right. You own the house. As long as there's no rules in your association or anything like that preventing the rental, there's no
what about if they lose their appeal? How long do you have to move out?
Oh, man, see, that is the $1,000,000 question. And I say that because, unfortunately, I just got one of my appeals just got denied. The plaintiff got affirmed. It happens. We didn't have the strongest case going in. However, it's another year and a half that my client was sitting in his property. He's not that upset. So then he's like, well, when do I have to move out? I'm like, I don't know, because here's what happened in that case specifically. So the plaintiff agreed to stay the case pending appeal, means no sale, right? The appeal went through. The appeal took, I think, about 18 months. Now, the appellate court has affirmed the decision of the trial court. So now the plaintiff has to go back to the trial court, file a motion with the trial court to ask for a new sale date. Then they have to set that for hearing. Well, I don't work there, right? I don't know how long that's going to take. I've had cases where, a sale was canceled for one thing or another, and the plaintiff waits over a year before going back to the court asking for a new sale date. So, what I can tell you is I don't know. What I can tell you is when a certain thing happens, right, when that motion is filed, I will know about it. And say one of the great benefits that we have now of the electronic filing system, but now we file as attorneys, we file all the documents electronically. I don't go to the courthouse and bring in papers anymore. It was somebody, I know a lawyer that tried to file something the other day, and they're like, no, we don't take that from lawyers, only from pro se litigants, from people that aren't represented. So what we can do is we can monitor that for you, and we can be notified as soon as a document is filed in the case. And what we do is we charge a low flat monthly fee for that, so it doesn't cost. It's typically going to be a lot less than the discount we get in the rent. There's no surprises. If necessary, we can go to court for you after that and talk to the bank's attorneys and talk to the judge, explain the situation, see what we can do to get a little more time put together. And that's really what we would like to do. We're here to help you no matter what the help you need is. We're not this one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter firm. We don't do that. I will tell you, if you were to ask me about my clients, I will tell you easily 95%, if not 100% of my clients, I can give you their backstory. I can tell you, what happened to them, why this is a sad situation, and what they're trying to do, and, what their end goal is. And I manage to keep most of that in here. Every once in a while, I got to look at the file, be like, oh, I remember that. Okay, yeah, and I got this. I take notes, right? Why? Because I'm not just looking to get the best result in the lawsuit. I'm looking to get the best result for my client. And if that means that we're going to agree to a judgment, it means we're going to agree to a judgment. If that means we're going to roll the dice and take it to trial, it means we're going to roll the dice and we're going to take it to trial. That means we're going to work on a short sale. It means that. It really, I have some clients that say, look, I just want out. I just want no headaches. Say, great, let me take care of that for you. If that's what you're looking for, you just want to get the bank to take the property, let me offer them someone a silver platter. Every once in a while, they'll take it. So that's, what we do. That's the approach that we take to it. Same thing goes if you're buying a property. If you get one of these new mortgage disclosures because you're buying a house, right? I don't know how to read this. Free consultation, bring it in. The only thing I'm going to ask you, you bring me the closing. So you come in, I will sit down, I will review. If you've got 17 different loan offers, I will sit down with you and go through those 17 different loan offers. I will help you pick out which one is the best for you. It's not always just the interest rate. It's not always just the payment. There's a lot of different things involved here. Let me sit down with you. Let me take my years of experience and put them to work for you, so that at the end of the day, when you picked out the right mortgage that lets you put enough money on the side to buy that investment property in 5 years, you're going to come back to me to help me do that too. I'm not doing it for your good. I am doing it for my client's good, but I'm not doing it selflessly. I want to be with you. I want you to, as you go up, bring me with you. That's what I'm looking for, right? So call us for a free consultation, 954-596-0669. Check us out on the web. A lot of great info on our website, www.bilulaw.com. Check me out on Twitter, @gbilu. I'm a lot of fun, I promise.
You got great information on your website. You've put a lot of effort into it, and I've seen a lot of websites that don't put much effort into it. They just kind of throw it up.
Yeah, we try not to vomit up our website. I'm with you on that. We really put a lot of time and effort, and this I got to give credit to my partner. He's got a background in marketing, which is fantastic because he understands a lot more of it than I do. So I look and I go, well, what's going to work this way or that way? He's like, well, this is what's going to grab somebody's attention. This is what's going to bring somebody in. And so we put that effort into it. Yes, it's for our own good, no question about it, but it's to give you the tools that you have. Interesting, I was reading an article the other day. It was about a lawyer's personality. Yes, we have them, right? Or that was the first line, right? But, look, the idea, the modern age, what we're dealing with now, if my client's 35 and younger, right? Before they've even sat down in my office, they've made that decision. They've said, I want this person to represent me. Why? It's because we gave them the information. I don't talk down to my clients. I think there is nothing that I do at the beginning of a case. I'm not talking at the end of the case, right? But at the beginning of the case, there's nothing I'm doing that is so far beyond my client's grasp that they just have to look at me like I'm Moses coming down from the mountain with the 10 Commandments. Now, look, we get to the nitty-gritty details, when we're looking at the qualifications of a trustee under a pooling and servicing agreement, or, whether a certain entity had the right and the ability to transfer a note when it did, and if, sometimes I don't even understand what I'm arguing, but, I do understand what I'm arguing, but, sometimes it's really, really tough. And I'm not saying that you're going to understand every nuance of what I'm doing, but I want to arm you with the information that you need.
I got to say one thing real quick, that you are an incredible litigator, too. And when you're hiring an attorney, you have to keep that in the back of your mind because you never know what's going to happen. So, listen, give everybody your phone number and website one more time.
All right. The number is 954-596-0669. Phone appointments, email appointments, in-person appointments. We'll do it. www.bilulaw.com. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Bilu Law. And, of course, like I've been pushing it, follow me on Twitter. I want more followers. At GBilu, I'm starting a cult.
Hey, I love having you on, man. You've been with us for over a year, and you can also catch Gil on our morning show. He's on with us like about every other week. And thanks, man. Love when you come on the show.
Love doing it, man. Love doing it.
Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu Law, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show with Steve-O and Rene. Tune in every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. while some of the top local experts in their field from Broward and Palm Beach counties educate you in the areas of law, health, financial, and home improvement. You can also call our offices at 888-574-6999 to become an expert on our show. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly